Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of Serving the People with me, your host, Mrs. Anissa Batiste. Let me just remind you that if you wish to contact me, you may write to me at servingthepeople.ab@gmail.com, or you may call me at telephone number 1784 528 1015. Please let us start with a word of prayer. Loving Father who art in heaven, I pray that you would bless the viewers and listeners with inspiration about the needs of our people and the importance of helping one another. Help us, dear Lord, to be more united as a people, for this is what true democracy is all about. Thank you for hearing my prayer. In Jesus' name, amen. And now, in this evening's program, we have 3 segments we wish to look at. The first segment has to do with the efforts of the New Democratic Party in helping the flood victims. Take a look at this video as we consider the efforts of the NDP concerning flood victims. I'm here with Mr. Ken Johnson, caretaker for the NDP for the North Central Windward area. We're here standing in his downstairs because we're discussing the relief effort that the New Democratic Party has been carrying out, particularly at this area, for the victims of the recent flooding. Mr. Johnson, thanks for being on Serving the People, and it's a pleasure. We need to let the people know what's going on here.
My pleasure as well. I believe in serving the people.
Yes.
Well, as you can see, we have quite a bit in stock. I'm talking as if you have a store here. I see it as a distribution center.
Okay.
Because what has been happening, as things go, we're getting more supplies. As a matter of fact, today I was just doing some sorting, going through that barrel that I received over the weekend to see what's useful and what things people might be able to make use of.
So persons have been coming here and seeing what they have need of and what they can make use of
course, yeah.
among the items that are here. How long has this effort been going on?
I think it might have started just over a week after the disaster. When we realized what was happening, what we did. And it was a little team that I was able to put together. We visited the people, we took information from them, their most urgent needs and so on, and then we've been trying to meet those needs. Not just in terms of clothing, but there have been specific needs that we've been able to meet. I remember one time one lady said, "Please, can you get an iron for me?
Okay.
Because I have to be borrowing one and I have to be waiting on it." I went to town, went to a particular store, requested an iron, I got it. I took it for her, she was so happy.
Great.
And then there have been numerous requests for suitcases.
Okay.
And well, you were here just now when you noticed somebody just went with one.
Yes.
Because that is understandable, because these folks who have lost their homes, their cupboards, their bags, their suitcases, they have stuff in the shelters that they need to store properly.
Right.
So I believe that to date I might have distributed over 20 suitcases.
Okay.
Not all brand new, but in very good condition.
Excellent. Great news. What about things like kitchen items and so on? Have you been able to?
There is the demand. Because one of the things that came to my attention is that the folks in the shelters, they were being fed in disposables. And you know, that's not good for the environment. All these styrofoam plates and containers and cups. So they've been encouraged to get like cups and glasses for themselves that could be used and then washed and reused again.
Alright.
So they have been requesting such things.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I got in just a few bits in this box, but most of them are in fact plastics.
Okay.
Alright,
okay.
so this does not really solve that purpose.
Mm-hmm.
Alright, so I may not even give this to them at this time.
Alright then.
So we're appealing for plates and cups and kitchen utensils because you're anticipating that time when they'll be able to cook for themselves as well.
Right, so let's talk about, you've started there, let's talk about the things that they still need, so that persons who are looking at the program can actually know what to contribute if they so desire.
Alright, I'm going to start with what, not what we don't need right now.
Okay.
There isn't a demand for, such a high demand anymore for used clothing.
Alright.
Sheets, towels,
Okay.
these things would be very useful. Pots and pans and plates and cups, not disposable ones, but those that are reusable.
Alright then.
Those things are high priority. Still, suitcases are still in demand.
Okay, what about personal effects like toilet paper and toothbrushes and so on? Have persons
Those
been able to-
things could be found useful as well because these are things that the people must get for themselves. They're not being supplied with these things. So if we can get even food items,
Yes, yes.
even to supplement what's happening at the shelter, because you know people like their independence,
Obviously.
and from my visits I understand that they would love to be able to prepare some stuff for themselves.
Okay.
And some of them have relatives who live close by, and if they get food items and they're able to go there
They
and do
prepare
some
their
some
meals.
preparation for themselves and so on. So food items would be greatly appreciated as well.
Finally, Mr. Johnson, your own assessment of the situation and the way forward. I mean, persons have lost everything, they've been displaced completely, and they're thinking about moving on and starting over. Your own assessments and ideas with respect to what needs to be done for this to happen?
I'd start this segment with a little story that was told to me.
Okay.
One girl was asked about how she was doing at the shelter, and it was reported to me that she said something like this. I got this from very reliable sources. If you show me an old piece of house right now and tell me go and live in that, I'd go.
Wow.
Just to get out of where I am right now because I'm not very comfortable.
Okay.
So what I'm saying here is that every effort should be made to get the people out of the shelters as soon as possible.
Okay.
Because they're very uncomfortable, very hot and stuffy and things like that. So what I would suggest, there's some houses which need minimal repairs. I believe an assessment might have been done already.
Okay.
So do whatever it takes in an expeditious way as soon as possible, and I believe that it is possible.
Okay.
Because my understanding is that there are funds available
Alright.
to effect this kind of work. Some people might need just some windows to be replaced, power washing, repainting, and this I believe would not take a long time. Do that, get the folks out, but there are those people who definitely must be relocated. And I believe government always has lands available. So land should be located, sourced, and they have their technical people who can put together plans in a minimum time. Do that and get these folks out within a month or two.
I understand.
Most definitely get the folks out before Christmas.
Definitely, and we even have the hurricane season that's coming up on
That's the
us
next
just now.
that's the next thing I was gonna get to.
Yes.
Yes, the hurricane season starts in a matter of weeks. This is what?
Oh, we're at the end of May, so
We
we're
are
talking
there.
about first of June
June
officially,
starts
yes.
in a matter of a day or
Yes,
two.
yes.
So the hurricane season is already upon us.
That's right.
And the ironic thing is that these buildings that are presently housing folks at the community center, that is one of the buildings that has been used previously as a hurricane shelter. Now it's occupied. So we need to do everything possible. And we also need to think in terms of preparing. Those are the buildings in the community that are used as shelters, because we had the Tomas experience last year.
Right.
Tomas has taught us that we are not immune
That's right.
to hurricanes, and a major hurricane, the one we got, was a category 1, and it did so much damage.
Right.
And we're living at a time where we are at that point where it seems as if we're in that part of the cycle where we're being affected in the Caribbean by very powerful storms.
Right.
We need to be prepared.
Indeed.
I think this storm, this flood, has come as a warning, a wake-up call for us to be prepared for any eventuality.
Well, Mr. Johnson, in light of the situation, and in the meantime, the effort here by the New Democratic Party is truly commendable, and personally, I'd like to say to you personally, a great big thank you, because you didn't have to do this, but it clearly shows of your love and care for the people, and I'm happy to see that it is happening right here in your home. So from the people to you, through me, a great big thank you, and may God continue to bless your efforts as you continue to serve the people of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, and in particular of this area, who are in dire need of help.
And I'd like to say to the people, I'm at your service.
Wonderful. Thank you.
Did you see that, my dear people? What a wonderful situation where we can help one another, persons who have been affected by the flood. And I would like to thank the Methodist minister who gave me the cornmeal and rice to take up to these persons who have need of help. And I'd just like to remind you that according to Mr. Johnson, persons are still in need of things like plates, cups, sheets, towels, pots and pans, toilet paper, toothbrush, and other personal effects. So if you want to donate, those are the kind of things that they need help with. And now on to our second segment, where we look at a success story. I'm speaking about Hurricane Tomas victim Alana Springer from Mount Bentic Bay Road, who moved from a galvanized patched house after the hurricane to a neat, safe, comfortable plywood structure after the intervention of this program serving the people and some well-needed assistance from NEMO. Take a look at this.
I'm here standing with Alana. You remember her? Some months ago we came and we saw the state that her house was in. Thanks be to God, after showing this program, and she contacted NEMO. NEMO came and investigated her place and saw that she really needed help. And Alana, you were able to get some galvanized, some lumber. We even showed it right here when you got them. Yeah. And now you have a structure of your own.
Oh my God, it's good.
How are you feeling?
I cannot explain.
You must be really happy.
I can say God is really good, and thanks to you and the NEMO family.
Okay. I understand you have a daughter who gave you a little assistance as well.
Oh yes.
Yes, that's wonderful. I'm glad to know that you were able to do this finally and to be in a more safe structure, because I know the last one was leaking.
Yes,
but now you have new galvanized roof and everything and no leaks, right?
Oh, and then it had so much people who was sympathizing with me, who I am very, I love with all my heart. And I love Miss Batty so much. And her husband.
I'm happy for you, and it's a really nice little structure you have here. I'm glad that you're more comfortable, and I hope that others can find hope in this story.
I do believe that they will.
Okay, great. Thanks a lot again.
Me.
Thank you.
Oh God, it's
and take care.
You too, baby.
All right. Okay.
We are so happy for Alana. We congratulate her, and we hope that her story gives you hope. Don't give up, don't despair, persevere, and seek the help that you need if you're in a position like Alana. And we here at Serving the People are here to assist you. Let's move straight into our third segment. But unfortunately, this is a very sad story. I speak of the plight of Miss Rhoda Daniel and her sons, 2 sons, who have been forced to seek refuge in a structure they basically patched up in the mountainside above Dixon area after, through an accident, she lost her original home to fire. It burned down. Take a look at this story and consider the very inhumane conditions under which Miss Rhoda Daniel has been living for the last year. Take a look. I'm standing here with Rhoda Danielle, and we're here at her home where she and her two sons live in the mountain area above Dixon. Rhoda, you said this area is known as Engine?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. And Rhoda has a very special story to tell. Rhoda had a house that got burnt down last year in March.
Yeah.
So it's been a year now,
Yeah.
a year and about 2 months.
Yeah.
And as a result of not getting assistance, she had to come up here to live. Rhoda, tell us what really happened. After the house burned down, what happened? Did you try to get help?
Well, I went to the welfare people, and then the lady sent me to Miss Duncan, and then Miss Duncan tell me that you were a few wrong there. So I got the thing they get there, and they promised to bring a cement to me, but they never turned up to now.
Okay. So you tried to go back to them to see if you could get some more help?
But then now we're with me.
Okay. So you've been living up here since then? You came up to the house?
Yeah, I live up here for a month and a year and 2 months now.
Okay. So how do you make it? I mean, when you have to get water and food, what do you do?
Well, I just go down from the mountain to make my shopping and come up back, and I just go by the spring to get the spring water to drink.
Okay, and what about your washing and so on?
I just wash okay and then go to the river and rinse my clothes and hang them on a line.
Okay, alright, Rhoda. Could you tell us how old are you, Rhoda?
53 years old.
Okay, and you're living up here with your two sons?
Yeah.
How has it been? It looks like it's a challenge. How has it been?
Like, challenge like that.
How is it living in this condition? Not having the things that you need readily available to you and so on?
Well, I have to quite satisfy for whatever little I have, and I just get also, and not making things worry me.
Okay, that's a very good attitude to have.
Yeah.
So what about the house that burned down? Is there any effort being made to get it back?
Well, I am trying now to see if I can get it back,
Okay.
but I need some help to finish it.
Tell us where you reach and what kind of help you need.
Well, I don't think out the foundation and cast it, and I want some cement to finish cast it,
Okay.
and some lumber, and some galvanized and windows and other little structure.
Okay. Do you have anybody at all who can help you?
Well, I have no one. I have my son, but to say if you can help.
Okay. So if you get the help, your son will do the work.
Yeah.
Okay, that's very good to know. Rhoda, I have a program called Serving the People, and I heard about your situation, and I really wanted to come and meet you and see for myself the situation that you were living in, to put it on the program, so that peradventure there's anybody out there who can come to your assistance. We would see what help we can get. Okay? I am happy for your attitude despite the difficulty of the situation, and I want to encourage you to continue to have hope. Right? Continue to have hope and to be very careful, right? Because I realize it's a long way from here down to the bottom to come back up.
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay. But thanks a lot for talking to me. Is there anything else you want to say in the end?
No, nothing else.
All right. But thank you very much for talking to us, Rhoda, and I will see you again soon, by God's grace.
Yeah, but Kali go show you where we live down there, right?
Yes, we'll go down to see the house that had got burnt and see
then
the
you
kind
go
of help that you need.
Yeah.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Fancy her? God bless
God
you,
bless
right?
you.
Get
Me
her?
too.
All right, take care.
God bless you.
Okay, all the best to you too, right? Okay.
Look at where this poor lady have to sleep because an accident destroyed her home and nobody would listen to her cry. 8 by 10 with her 2 grown sons. She has to sleep here while we are in a handsome bed. Look at where this woman has made a contribution to the country. This woman worked with me for years. I know how to be a worker. She's a friend of mine. She worked with me for years. Look at where she has to sleep with her 2 grown sons, 8 by 10. And nobody seemed to answer her cry.
And it's been so many persons getting assistance, materials.
That don't need it. Don't need
Yes,
it.
I mean, look at the long way we came up here to get here. She has to walk that route every day to go down to buy groceries, to get things that she needs to come up here. She's a woman, you know, a weaker part of the society, females, elderly, already 50-something. It's just not good enough. Yes, my dear people, did you see those conditions? Did you hear the stories? Did you see the area where Miss Daniel and her sons sleep? This area is practically unfit for human living. I was there. There are chickens and cat and dog, even right under the very area where she sleeps. She has to travel a great distance to get water and other things that she needs when the day comes. And furthermore, it's not even safe when you consider an elderly woman walking that distance to and from her house, and even if her sons are not around. We are seriously calling upon the relevant authorities to do something. I was made aware by Miss Daniel that when her house burned, the Prime Minister visited the area and saw the situation and promised to help. Since that time, Miss Daniel has not got help. She's been in that structure for over a year. She has suffered and seen and battled 2 storms in that structure. From since March last year, 2010, to this time. That's a year and about 2 months. We need to help this lady, and I want at this time to take the opportunity to let you know I went to the area where she already has a little foundation, in the area where you can see remnants of the burned structure. Persons were there with me, people like Bigger Biggs and some other concerned members of the community, Callie and Mr. I can't remember his name now, Mr. Benjamin Crichton. Callie and Benjamin Crichton were there, and we did some estimates, and I want to give you some information so that if you want to help her, which I hope you will do, you can know what she needs. For example, she will need about 22 sheets of plywood, 10 sacks of cement, 4 pieces of 2 by 6 by 16, 8 pieces of 2 by 4 by 20, 4 pieces of 2 by 4 by 16, and about 16 pieces of 2 by 4 by 14. She would also need a door, and there's hope to put a back door, and about 6 windows. This information I gathered from another son she has who is in a better position to gather some physical help to put up the rest of the structure. Because I don't know if you noticed, but the 2 sons who live with her in the mountain have some form of disability. My dear people, we have to come out and give help to this old lady who needs it. No human being should have to be living in conditions like that. It is not only unsafe, it is inhumane, it is not healthy. And she has made an effort through the assistance of some persons. She's been able to put down a foundation. Let us please come forward and help her. Persons in the area called me. They said, Miss Baptiste, you need to go up in the mountain and see where Rhoda lives. You need to do something about this on your program. I'm doing my part here, but I need your help. And I'm appealing to you, please. I couldn't contain the tears after I left that house. I could not believe that the weaker vessel among us, even a woman and an elderly lady, was living in that condition. And I am seriously and urgently appealing to you to give help where help can be given. If you need to contact me for more information or for a repeat of the information, please call me at telephone number 1784 528 1015. That's 1784 528 1015. Or if you wish to send me an email, you may do so at servingthepeople.ab@gmail.com. That's servingthepeople.ab@gmail.com. Let me also remind you, or let me let you know, that Rhoda, her very attitude in this situation is one where she expresses, being contented and not worrying too much. And I'm still happy that she can be like that, because some people, when they're in certain dire situations, they lose it, as we would say, and they don't last. But I thank God for her attitude, even in such dire circumstances. But I'm appealing to you, even to you, the persons in the diaspora, who will look at this video on the internet as I upload it to Facebook and to YouTube. I'm appealing to you that wherever you can help, wherever you can assist, we will be more than grateful to take this lady out of those inhumane conditions, take her out of those inhumane conditions, and give her some much needed assistance. I want to say to the government authorities, this looks very shameful and bad on your part. I speak with particular reference to the area representative, Mr. Montgomery Daniel, who must be aware of this situation. And considering that there are persons in the area who we are told got material, galvanized lumber and other material, who did not need assistance even after the hurricane. And there's still persons there, people like Cordelia Scott, who recently lost her husband, who still have tarpaulin and blocks holding down her roof because it has been damaged and still cannot get help. But yet you have persons who got material who didn't need, and you have poor Rhoda, who ought to be pitied, we pity her, who is in such a terrible situation and can't get help. Please, please, I beg you, come forward and help her. Once again, let me thank the persons who regularly support this program, who are responsible for its existence and its continuation. We are truly grateful, and we look forward to your continued support. Until our next program, remember to call 528-1015. I'm Anissa Batiste. I work for the New Democratic Party as a senator. I am a Democrat. I stand for freedom, for democracy, for good governance, for helping everyone regardless of party, and I stand for uniting the people. Remember, I am a Democrat.